matrix. You don't have Bitcoin, you cannot buy your way out of the matrix. And until you understand that you need to buy your way out of the matrix with Bitcoin, you don't understand the matrix and you don't understand Bitcoin. Your entire world is defined by a bunch of synthetic metrics. The CPI might come in as this and the PPI might be that. But of course we use the market basket of synthetic crap you don't want to buy. That's the matrix. You're living in the matrix. Tickets to escape the matrix are priced in Bitcoin. The employment rate is 2% or 3%, even though half of you don't have a job, and the ones that have a job aren't making as much as they were making, and everything costs 50% more, but the nominal GDP looks like that. That's the matrix. You're living in the matrix. Tickets to escape the matrix are priced in Bitcoin. To write it to fucking zero.
What's up, fam? Hineycoin State of the Union. Getting that purple pill, repost to space. Hope you're doing well, everybody. We're live streaming, multi-streaming.
There is a special place in hell for people that sell. They've all been bankrupted. I think that this is a coming of age catalytic event for Bitcoin. I think we've gotten through the crisis, and now this has steeled the resolve of the maximalist. We're still early. Like, I'm not sure anybody else would say what I just said, but the writing is on the wall here. And at this point, we're poised for the next bull run. The crypto traders are all out of business. They're all bankrupt. And the mainstream traders are looking at this thing saying, I'm going to short this at my own risk. And now you've just got technocrats, and then you've got maximalists. And we're 1% of the journey. Everybody's got to wake up and pay attention to this. Bitcoin is legit. This is real. And this is an instrument to change the world for the better. And so I applaud that.
I'm on a call, please.
All of us were ready to write it to fucking zero.
Oh, you like this song, don't you, Kevin? Can you please?
Everybody write it the orange pill. The cure to economic ill is the orange pill. The cure to economic ill is the orange pill.
It's got a little bubble just for you, buddy. Just for you.
pill. Your capital is toxic. Your currency is toxic. You know, we've been living in a world where the doctors bleed you to death. We're living in a world where they inject garbage and sludge into your brains. We're living in a world where the cure to economic ill is the orange pill. The cure to economic ill is the orange pill. The cure to economic ill is the orange pill. The cure to economic ill is the orange pill.
What's up, guys? 61, episode 61. Man, I'm a long ways from Digi. Digi's what, 1407? Holy smoly. Thanks, everybody, for jumping in here. Hineycoin State of the Union. We're going live. I got video on X, and I'm multi-streaming. I got the restream going because I'm going to share some stuff with you guys as I kind of go through this. I'll try to navigate through it all, but hope you guys are doing well. Hope you had a nice weekend. It's Monday, July 20th, 2026. What's up, Steph? How you doing, buddy? How's Bruges treating you?
Hey, Mr. Heine. All good here. And enjoying the nice weather. Smooth 20, 21 degrees Celsius. Not too hot. This is what I like. Sunshine, but not too hot.
Nice, man. Did you watch the World Cup final yesterday?
Oh, what a dreadful game that was to watch.
Yeah.
That was not football. That was, I don't know what that was. But that was not football. Argentina didn't even try.
Yeah, that was it was weird. It was really frustrating to watch it, right? So definitely a one-sided affair for most of that match. Yeah, it was interesting. Not my ideal of a World Cup final, but
No, the day before we had a better game. England, France.
yeah, man, it was. At least there was a lot of scoring in that match, right?
Yeah, 10 goals, man.
That's crazy. I think overall though it was a hell of a World Cup, right? I mean, come on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Fantastic World Cup. One of the best World Cups I've seen ever. So yeah, well done to the three countries that organized it, set it up, man, because it's been a blast. What everyone called up front to be one of the disasters of FIFA was actually one of the best World Cups we've ever seen.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard that many times now. So they must have did something right. Although, did you see the closing ceremonies when Trump was up there with the kid?
I did see that they didn't give him the World Cup because they thought he was going to run off with it.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, most of the dudes were just like, I don't want any part of this guy. But yeah, because isn't there some tensions with like both of those countries, especially Spain, right?
The Spanish players pushed Trump away, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
On the stage, they didn't. He wanted to go on the stage, and they said no.
Right.
They waved with their hands like, piss off, you guy.
Yeah, that's funny. Anyways.
Yeah. It was actually the highlight of the night, I think.
It was. I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right. Well, hey, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for jumping in here. Appreciate you. We do this every week, right? So Hineycoin State of the Union. Sometimes I come in at you live. Sometimes I don't. I had a little bit of time to get ready. I've got my restream going. So I'm live on YouTube, TikTok, and of course X. And then also I've got the X space going and on video. So you guys know that I'm completely doxxed. Been out here for over a year with the Hineycoin project itself, but I've been in crypto since 2017. So I've been here a while, been up and down right through the different cycles, seen a lot of stuff, seen a lot of things, been through a lot. And appreciate you guys jumping in here. We do this every week on Mondays just to give you guys updates on the Hineycoin project and everything that we're doing. A lot of stuff we're doing, we're building behind the scenes, and we're going to get you guys some updates here shortly. But shout out to the space. I see Lopes up here, LC, Scott's in the house. I see the honeybee. Bee is in here as well. Thank you for jumping in here. Touch Grass is in the house. Leland, hope you're doing well. Miss your space, all is well. Maybe one day you'll bring that back. She used to have a space, all as well, at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Taking a little bit of a hiatus, that's okay. So maybe we'll see you back soon. Randy Coin's in the house too. The 100 Eyes, KO. That's Coins is in here. Digi, I know Digi's main account got suspended, unfortunately. So he's in here with his Coins account. I'm the Madman.eth is in here as well. Nisha from Western Africa is in here. TT. And I see somebody else in here, Kamal. I don't think I've seen you before, but thanks for jumping in here. Hey, get in that purple pill, repost the space, tag a few folks, that would help out. And yeah, thanks everybody for joining in here. Yeah, what's up, Lope? How are you doing, man? I see you sporting the 1776. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great. Glad to be here, part of this baby. Great job.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So if you guys don't know, Lope has a space at 8:05 p.m. Sorry about that. I had some music there still. Lope has a space, the Heineken and Board Pack Club space at 8:05 p.m. He's our last space. We have multiple spaces throughout the day with, our own kind of native spaces, and then some of our kind of community spaces throughout the day. And he's usually the last space of the day. So thanks for jumping up here and supporting Lope. I've actually missed a couple of your spaces at night. I've joined late. I think last night I joined a little late, and I've had a busy weekend. I had family and a lot of things going on this weekend. So apologies for that, but appreciate you reciprocating and joining up here for the festivities for the Hineycoin State of the Union. But hey, typically the format is, hey, we talk about some current events, markets, and then we'll go into some of the Hineycoin metrics, give you some numbers, and then talk about some of the real stuff that we're building behind the scenes. And yeah, we'll get into that stuff here shortly. So Steph, I don't know, I'm looking at the market, and it looks like is Solana front running the market again? I know we had a little bit of that, right? So what's going on?
Solana and Ethereum both are doing really well at the moment, and so is Bitcoin. So I've been speaking about this level for a few days now. 65,600 is the level to break. The previous two times that we got there, we got rejected. So I'm now hoping third time to be the charm, and that we can actually break it. If we do break it, we will see 67K within a matter of hours. It's going to be quite a nice pump because this level has been holding us down for quite a while now. I have to go back to early June where we lost this level, and since then we've tried 1, 2, 3, 4 times. One time was successful. We went all the way to 67K and got rejected from there. But that means all the way to 67K is thin air. So this is the last little gasp of resistance that we're seeing now. And yeah, Bitcoin pumped over $1,200 already today. So that's not a bad thing. And now we just have to hope that we can get past this level without rejection. And that will become clear in the next 8 hours or so. And I'm still bullish. Like I said, I am expecting a minimum return of 16% on Bitcoin for the month. And hopefully we can go even closer to 20, 21, 22% gains. Let's see. This is a very important move right now that we're making. Sub 1.25% on the daily candle. Ethereum is up 1.6%, and Solana is up 1.8% on the daily candle. Total crypto market cap is up also just over 1%, back to almost $2.23 trillion.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Looking pretty good. I like seeing all the green. Obviously, our beloved Solana is paired with a lot of the projects and communities that we support, right? So when Solana goes up, usually the tokens that are tied to that go up as well, without even having to do anything, right? So it's actually a good time. I see Randy coin in here. Obviously, our coins, right? So Digi's coin, Touch Grass. All of these projects are on Solana. So if you guys get a chance, go buy like $1, $2. You don't have to throw a lot at the chart. Every little bit helps, and then when you get this little kind of pump, if you will, with Solana, that little bit just adds to it and really helps the projects out. So get out there and support the cause if you can, if you get a chance. Obviously TBB, right? Bitcoin Bull. I know Scott's in here. I am enjoying that project. I like Jason AI Williams. Seems like a good dude. And I kind of like what he's doing too with the airdrops and just pretty bullish. I feel like we need some bullish activity out there, engagement going. It's been pretty flat for quite a bit, and I like seeing some more activity come. So maybe this will be a catalyst for good things to come, over the next month or two, and then into the rest of the. I can't believe we're already 7 months into the year, right? I don't know about you guys, but this year, 26 has been flying by, really flying by. I don't know. How do you feel about that, Steph? I mean, it's been kind of, it's just crazy.
Yeah,
It's like a blur.
it's all, yeah. Get them Christmas trees out, man. It's gonna be Christmas before we know it.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's just kind of going by so quick, and it's almost like, wow. I can't even believe we're almost here at the end of summer. We're almost into August, right? So, what's up, Scott? I see you came up here. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I just wanted to add, and it's kind of hard to believe that another 10 days will be at August 1st. Friggin' Christmas, the Christmas stuff will be coming out in Walmart soon.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a lie. I think they started in September here, at least maybe after Labor Day. But no, yeah, good to be here. I got to jump off at 1, so I know we're only at 12:18 or 12:16. So yeah, we're in good shape, 12:18. But yeah, I hope you had a good weekend. Yeah, everything's good. Everything's good. We're just rocking. Love seeing all the stuff with Hineycoin.com and Hineypass and all the stuff you're going to talk about here shortly. But yeah, good vibes all around. And yeah, it's just I think we're gonna have a good week. I feel like a good week's coming our way. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, man. Let's see what happens. How's TBB? I haven't looked at the chart for TBB. How's the Bitcoin bull doing today?
Well, one of the reasons we value Steph in our community so much is that he called the bull flag at 10.7. And where did it go? It dropped to 10.7 yesterday.
Wow.
And I know Steph bought I think $100 worth, and now it's back up to 13.1.
Wow.
So, yeah, so I think Steph knows how to read charts. So,
yeah. You could say
yeah.
that.
Yeah, so I know it's a lot of familiar PFPs in the room, but obviously if you're not following Steph Crypto, I encourage you to follow him, and he's got his trading group that he runs. Usually there's the opportunity to get in that 3 or 4 times a year. Right now the group is closed until September, but yeah, and so great call, Steph, and Bitcoin Bull's doing good. Yeah, like you said, not to spend a lot of time on it, but Jason seems like he's pretty genuine, and I think he's trying to be like a peacemaker out here and try to stop, kind of like what we've been doing with with the BSG protocol, right? Kind of like, let's work together as communities. Let's work with Digi. Let's work with Coins. Let's work with Hiney. That was kind of the beginning narrative. And then obviously, the BSG protocol didn't exist, go back 4 months, maybe 5 months. But, we were doing that really starting July of last year with Digi, and then, kind of evolved into, Sean with Touch Grass. And then, now it's kind of evolved into a lot of these different projects that falling on his protocol. So, and that's, and I love that little idea that Crypto Fight Club gave today. Like you go into someone's space and you just buy $1 of their chart. So I actually did that this morning with Digi.
I like
Yeah,
that just now.
Yeah, I did that with Digi, and yeah, this morning when he fired up a show, I bought $1 of Digi. So it's kind of, if we start getting people to do that, 20, 30, 40, 50 people, maybe it grows. That's going to help out people like you, founders. Little small little buys are always nice, and especially when Solana's going to start ripping hopefully here, and get into the 80s and 90s and maybe back to 100. So yeah, that's good. But I'm happy to be here, happy to support. Yep.
Yeah, man, appreciate you. Yeah, and just so you guys know, make sure you follow Scott as well, right? So Scott is he's really the catalyst for our daily spaces, right? He starts our days off with the morning show at 6:30, bright and early, and I like how his analogy of kind of equating it to the morning show on NBC, right? With all those commentators, and it's kind of a mix of everything, right? You get the news, you get markets, and then you get kind of just random stuff. Like today, we had a pretty good conversation about collectibles, right? I forget what was his name, Monkey Spank, I think was his name.
Yeah.
But good dude, right? Good dude, and we talked about collectibles and all of that kind of that whole ecosystem. So that was a really good conversation. But yeah, so make sure you guys follow Scott and really everybody up here. Steph Crypto. I know Steph's a working man now. He used to have his crypto cafe on Tuesdays and Fridays, but because he's a working man, it's hard to get him to host a space now. So
on Thursday this week.
oh, okay, awesome, beautiful. Yeah, I'll get you on the docket. And then of course Lope too. Make sure you follow him. Like I said before, he's hosting spaces. DJ Bird's up here. KO hosts spaces now too. He's got the space walk. What's going on, KO? How are you? No dice. Must be that dreaded internet where you're at. What about you, DJ Bird? How are you doing, man?
Yo, I'm good. I'm good. Happy Sunday, guys. Just chilling, man. Locked in, trying to see what we're cooking. Let's fucking go.
All right, man. Yeah, thanks for jumping up here, DJ Bird. Appreciate you, man. And I saw Nisha in here too earlier, so I hope you guys are doing well. Hope the baby's well. And then I see Michael Oates in here. I don't think I've met you, Michael. Nice to meet you. I've heard you in some spaces talking about liquidity pools, and I appreciate the knowledge. How are you doing today, man?
Hey guys, sorry I didn't know I was on mute.
No, you're good, man.
Good. Yeah, I saw Scott in there. Kind of follow him around a little bit, and some other folks. Yeah, I mean, I've kind of like been watching like Hineycoin and heard him mention it in like Ron spaces, and yeah, bouncing around and seeing what you guys are up to. I do believe in talking with people actually that have been there for a while and getting other knowledge and sharing and collaborating. It's always really good to do. A lot of weird drama in the space, unfortunately. Sometimes.
Never a dull
That's the
moment
main
out
thing.
here. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, especially when like projects get a little bit bigger, people are trying to do different things to try to get entry. But that's an old school thing. That's been around forever and probably will always be. But yeah, things are going well. We're starting off a new week, and market's a little bit volatile. But like I always say, just DCA your way into like things you have longer term conviction in, and if there's some ungodly spike at some point, just have a strategy to take profits at some point and leave a bag to ride, and support when you can. But I was actually curious a little more about like Hineycoin. I've heard about it, been looking at it. Tell me like structurally of it, and what's your role in this project?
Yeah, hey, yeah, no problem. So I'm actually the founder. I founded the project a little over a year ago. I think you just joined us, but when earlier I said I've been in crypto since about 2017. So I've been through a lot of different cycles, seen a lot of different things. I didn't really get into the NFT world back in 2020, 2021. Didn't really get into that. I was more on the DeFi side of the house. But yeah, and then this whole meme kind of world started happening, right, with Pump.Fun and and Solana, and you know, this was what, probably 2 years ago, I guess, maybe now, maybe 2.5 years ago, and kind of got back into things, and then started getting in the trenches and having fun with it, right? Just kind of learning, and then I just got really frustrated by it, right? Because it really started turning into like these constant rugs, and I mean, you know, right? Just constant rugs, and just people just extracting. Really, it was just, I mean, you're just stealing from people is really what people were doing, and it really pissed me off because, you know, I like to consider myself a pretty principled person, and you know, it's one thing to go out there and, you know, try to make a buck and you know, have fun with it, but when you're deliberately out there extracting from people, I mean, you're stealing, right? You're just stealing, and it just rubbed me the wrong way. So, you know, I decided to start my own project. I had no idea how to do it. You know, I started out in Telegram, and you know, a bunch of Nigerians were helping me out, and then eventually I got on X, and just started building the community from, you know, just kind of organically, right? Just wanted to build a community first that was principled, right? We wanted to, you know, kind of build it around transparency, right? Integrity, and really community as the utility. And now Hineycoin, it came from, you know, a lot of the memes. Like there was a lot of meta around kind of like Bitcoin, you know, like there was Asscoin, I think there was like Titcoin, very kind of vulgar memes that were out there, and they've actually done really well, right? But I was like, hey, let me dial it back a little bit and make something that's a little bit more, you know, playful and not as vulgar. So that's where Hineycoin came from, and yeah, and we just, you know, we launched the token. We didn't do it on Pump.fun. We actually did it on Radium. Actually, right when they split from Pump.fun, when Pump.fun came out with PumpSwap, obviously Radium was out, right? So they eventually came out with LaunchLab, their launch platform, and that's how we actually launched. We launched on LaunchLab with Radium, and you know, the tokenomics are pretty, you know, pretty standard, billion, you know, supply, and you know, we locked things up, but we had fun. We you know, we had a nice ride. Organic investors, got up to almost $6 million market cap. We didn't, and none, you know, it wasn't botted. There wasn't any bundled wallets or any of that bullshit that you see, and it was really a lot of organic buyers and sellers, and then we, you know, we got into the NFT world, right? We minted out a couple of nice collections, and you know, our OG Heineken, and then of course the Heineken of horror, and just, you know, we had a lot of fun and learned, and then eventually we kind of found our path, right? We realized we got to do more than just, hey, you know, let's do more than just some of these standard like tokens and NFT projects. Let's really focus on the education piece, and you know, people like Steph and, you know, a few others in our community really, you know, the leverage trading became really big. You know, that was kind of the meta, and you know, we decided, hey, let's start there and start teaching people how to read charts and, you know, indicators and, you know, Fibonacci's and all that stuff, right? Just to kind of educate them, and then it just kind of dawned on us that, hey, you know, maybe this is our purpose and our mission is to educate, because, you know, people come into this space and they don't know what they're doing, right? I mean, you have family, you have neighbors, you have people you go to church or you see in the grocery store. They know about crypto, they're curious about it, but they have no idea what a DEX is, between, you know, a central exchange, a decentralized exchange, how to swap, let alone a hashtag, you know, all these things, right, that we kind of take for granted because we've been here for a while. So we're like, hey, let's create a project that helps people come into this space and do it safely, right? Simplify it and make it safe for people. So that was really our purpose and our mission, and then it just kind of morphed into some of these projects that we've been working on in order to do that for people, right? So so that's been kind of the you know, what we've been doing here. So all right, I don't know what this guy's doing. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm not sure who that was, but yeah. So, you know, anyway, so yeah, and you know, like I said, we got to 6 million market cap. We had some things that happened to us at the end of the year, and then, you know, the beginning of this year, where our staking infrastructure was hacked. and we lost a considerable amount of liquidity. It wrecked our chart. We also had an investor, his wallet was hacked, apparently hacked, and lost a considerable amount of liquidity there. So it really set us back, unfortunately. But again, lessons learned, ups and downs, trials and tribulations. I think we all, if there's founders out here, we've all been through it. We've seen it, and we continuously learn. And unfortunately, it's been kind of part of the process, right? A lot of these unfortunate situations, but we're still here and we're still driving to kind of turn things around, and that's kind of been our focus this as we are in year 2 of our project. So I see you got your hand up. What's up?
Yeah, I appreciate the walkthrough and history of it. So, I mean, yeah, so I was looking at your chart. You guys had kind of a wild ride run up, and I do remember, a lot of these coins like Butt, Ass, and a lot of different coins like that. It came out for that time. I think Bitcoin is actually relaunched, and I think I forget who's pushing it. I think that's still around, but yeah, I mean, definitely caught that wave and momentum up. I was curious, like structurally, when you decided to go with Launch Lab and go off the platform. I know you mentioned like you didn't bundle suppliers like that, but did you, like, what allocation did you get, or just let it just ride, where you didn't buy much of anything off the start?
Yeah,
Or
because
try to grab as much as possible.
no,
Going to 6 million and back down, it's a rough ride, right?
yeah, it was a rough ride, but back then, I mean, how things have kind of changed, right? Especially within the last year, right? Now it's about supply control, but back then it wasn't about supply control. It was about, okay, hey, let's right, let's leave it to the market to decide, and we all know that supply control was probably happening anyways with a lot of these founders, right? They were bundling wallets and all that stuff. That a lot of these kind of
hiding it.
right, just hiding it, right, and making their bubble maps look all well and good, right? Remember that? My bubble map looks like shit because, I've been doing like rewards and all of that stuff from a couple of the main wallets, and so the bubble maps looks like shit, but at the end of the day, we've just been doing the thing, we've been doing the right thing, right? So, anyways, so all of that stuff is just kind of optics. But yeah, we didn't really take supply control when we initially launched. We did have about maybe 20% supply, if I remember correctly, and I can go back and look at it. But yeah, and then of course we lost a lot of the supply due to some of the stuff that took place, right? And so now. I've been buying a lot of the charts since the beginning. I mean, I haven't sold any Hiney since I started the project, and maybe that's shame on me for not taking any profits. But ultimately, I just felt like I've got family and friends and people outside of crypto that are invested into my project, and I just felt like if I'm profiting off of them, and I just didn't think that was right. So that's just my personal, kind of decision making. But ultimately, it's just we've regained some of the supply control because a lot of the wallets out there are people that I know, and their friends and family. So I actually consider that supply control because I know that they're not going anywhere. So I would say now we're about 60 to 65% supply control, based on the wallets that I have, and then the wallets that my good friends, my dear friends and family has. So I don't know if that answers your question. Yeah, you might be on mute. I don't know, or maybe I lost you.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I was on mute. Yeah, it very much does. Liquidity, tokenomics, supply. I mean, when you see a project go up like that and down, somebody was getting supply control early on. And I think a common thing that I think a lot of people that have been running projects, which, shout out to you, because not people just CTO things. And it's different when you're running it because people take advantage of that and they buy up a bunch and make you the face of it.
Yep.
And yeah, it has now become more of a situation where like these people that are running these things should probably have more supply control because they're essentially responsible and are the main pushers of the project and navigating where it goes. Otherwise, you do see these situations where things go up very high, and then right back down, and then you're trying to repurchase that at a much higher price evaluation, which can be quite annoying. I know Digi talks about that a lot with like how much money he's spending just to try to get to 30% and all the unique things that he does in the process. Yeah, but yeah, it's a process. But shout out to you, man, for keeping at it. I might actually, I'll reach out to you to DMs. I might do some like collaborative thing with the project. But collaboration thing with the project.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Reach out anytime. I think, yeah, you have your own token, right? Don't you have like the TEB token, if I'm not mistaken? Is that there? I don't know the name of it, but yeah, I'd love to collaborate. Especially, I know you're big on liquidity pools, and I got into the liquidity pool world. Actually, back in the meme coin season, right? I was setting up LPs on Meteora, and trying to make quick fees on some of those volume tokens, like Fartcoin and some of the other ones. And this is early on, right? When you were able to kind of get in, and actually, you would get good usage out of your LP. But it's it's been a while since I've been in there messing around. So
What you
it's
still do is just the process of like, it's just a time and expectation of that. And yeah, the high volume things do yield at different rates, but
yeah.
I mean, low volume things do too. It's just at a different rate, and it's just determining the growth of the asset on that particular timeline. Yeah.
Yeah, and even like Digi and I, we've set up LPs and Meteora, but I just didn't have time. I don't ever have time, right, to manage that, because you're gonna, depending on which option that you choose in there, you're gonna be susceptible to impermanent loss, right? And so if you're not watching it, it gets out of range, and then you're kind of screwed. So I mean, not screwed, but you lose out, and it's not a good situation. So I just haven't had time to get in there. But I would love to collaborate and see if there's any synergy there where we could help each other out.
No, definitely. Yeah, I run two projects. One, it's been around for 3 years, and yeah, it's definitely back in the day. I agree with you. It was kind of frowned upon for a dev to have more than like 5% of the supply, which is interesting. So we actually launched that token with 0% and just DCA'd.
Oh wow!
Hell of an expensive lesson.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, believe me, I know that feeling. Oh man, it's not cheap. Like if you're a founder and you really try to, you want to increase your volume and your market cap. I mean, unless you're like part of these cabals, which I don't even know if they're even out there anymore. I'm sure there are, but it's just hard. It costs a lot of capital for you to create that volume and get that market cap up and running, and so supply control I think is critical for anybody out there that's kind of thinking about starting their project. Make sure you guys do get that supply control out of the get-go. Otherwise, you'll be paying an expensive price to kind of buy that supply after the fact.
It's insane. I mean, I've talked to my people who are attracted. I spent over $250,000 buying up my project that's 3 years old to earn. That's a real $250,000 just to get 20%. It's insane to do something like that.
It's crazy.
But then you realize that, if I would have bought it when I launched it at $5K, I would have spent pennies on a dollar. That's
Oh man, I tell you, yeah, believe me. There are so many things I would do different. I think I'm gonna write like a memoir or something, just kind of like the journey of a dev, and just jot down everything that I would do differently. And that list is very lengthy. Just so you guys know, it's a lengthy list. But it would probably be very helpful for people out there trying to start their own project. But I mean, even just like the leadership, right? I mean, Scott and Steph and some of the others, I see Alicia's in here. They've been around for a while, since the beginning of the early days. I mean, even just like the leadership, right? People come and go. They have different kind of motives, and man, it's and there's other projects out there that are taking your IP and just all kinds of crazy stuff happen. But yeah, it's there's a lot of lessons learned, but I think that's what makes us better. So ultimately, we'll all win as long as we're out here doing the right thing. That's the way I feel. But
Definitely, man. I appreciate the conversation and stuff. I definitely enjoyed talking to you, and I'll definitely reach out. Not many. And you got to stick with like real builders out here. It's a lot of BS. You
Yeah,
deal with
man.
it, but,
I wanted to add something to this conversation. Mr. Heine also hates pump fun. He launched on Radium Protocol, so he's not a pump fun fan, Michael.
no, people that know me know that I also hate pump fund, but I mean, like, their entire business model. I've talked about intimately how like they're structured to like promote pump and dumps and not long-term growth. But unfortunately, it's just like where the mind share has been forever. And I know their system because I've read their documents a lot. And it's just you got to understand how things structurally work. And then when you see the nature of the beast, you can kind of work with it. But yeah, supply control is important. Understanding liquidity structures, setting things up, and then building from there. But it's tough because a lot of these launch pads, they're not designed for projects to survive long term. They're designed for you to serial deploy, make it to 100K, rug, and do it over and over and over again.
Yeah, exactly right. And it's not that I hate pump fun. And I've said this before too, Scott. Right? It's a love-hate relationship because let's be honest, pump fun probably created all the volume on Solana. It really did. I mean, we have to be honest with that and know that. But good things also usually evolve into advantageous kind of opportunity or opportunistic situations, and that's kind of what happened, and that's okay. Like I don't fault Pump Fun or any of those guys, right, for doing it, but I just think it created this environment that made it way too easy to launch actual tokens, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, it's really about the people that go out there and extract and do things the wrong way, right? So those people just, they have to look at themselves in the mirror and say, hey, is this really something that I should be doing or not? But that's their conscience, not mine. But yeah, so yeah. With that said, hey, I appreciate it, Michael. Thanks for coming up here. Let me just give you guys some updates on the project itself. First, let me give you some metrics here. So let me go to Deck Screener. It looks like we're at 164,000 market cap. It's been pretty much within the 150 to 175 range over the last few weeks. Not a lot of volume. And liquidity pool is pretty low, down to 24K. It's kind of the typical. I'm going to go and hit the Deck Screener rocket. If you guys can, make sure you guys get in there and hit the rocket there. We got over 1,640 wallets out there. So I've seen a few new ones come in, which I think is probably because of Heine Pass, which is our onboarding platform that also has a native wallet built in. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. But yeah, the metrics are the metrics. And then if I go into Magic Eden, I can go into our Heineken our OG Heineken and look at the metrics there. Let me see here. Heineken. Yeah, so our floor right now is 0.0549. 0.05 is our floor price. So, oh wow, there's actually there's a couple of nice ones in there. Some Heine grills. There's a suit. Wow, there's a suit in there as well. Man, I might nab that right now. 0.051 for a suit, OG Heineken, and it's a female. I'm gonna give it a few minutes. Maybe somebody out there wants to grab one, but because if not, I'm gonna grab that bad boy. There's some nice little traits out there that you can take advantage of for a pretty nice price. So get out there and take advantage. And then we've got the let's see, Heineken. OG, let's see. I think there's still an issue with Magic Eden not reading the metadata for our OG or Heineken of Horror, because sometimes it just does not come up. And I reached out to Magic Eden to fix that, and it doesn't look like it's been fixed. So I got to get that fixed, and I can't even get into it. That's so weird. When I do a search. Scott, I don't know, do you have a couple of minutes, maybe, or Steph, can you go into Magic Eden and see if you find Heineken of Horror? This was an issue before with Magic Eden. There was something wrong with the metadata, and sometimes you'd be able to search for it, and sometimes you wouldn't. So I can go into the direct link, but I don't feel like looking it up right now. But yeah, so usually the Heineken of Horror, the floor price is, I want to say it's like 0.25 the last time I checked, so a little bit higher price. Limited collection, right? 666 piece collection. But yeah, just to give you guys an update, so we did mint another collection, I think almost like a week and a half ago. So the 1776 collection, it's a 250 piece collection to commemorate 250 years of the United States of America. If you guys don't know, July 4th was 250 years. And so
I'll do that now.
yeah, let me know. Yeah, let me know. Yeah, so this collection we minted on Launch My NFT, and yeah, it's out there. I think there's been maybe 36 or so mints, and out of 250. And the way that this works is there's 130 one of ones. Those one of ones are American figures in the 250 years of our history. And KO is our artist, and he did a really good job. You can see Lope up here on stage. I think that's one of the one of ones. Is that Alexander Hamilton? Is that right, Lope?
Yes, but I was just borrowing it. So if anybody gets it, then I'll pay you 2 soul for it until I run out of money.
Yeah, yeah. So that's a one of one. Obviously it hasn't been minted yet. Nobody's minted. And the way that works, if you just go to Launch My NFT, we actually went down the RIP pack, right? So they're basically you buy one, and the public mint is 0.25 Solana. If you are on the whitelist, if you have a wallet that has 2.5 million Heine or more, you were put on a whitelist, and you actually get a nice little discount. So they are only 0.2 Solana to purchase those mint packs. So they're just individual mint packs. So you go and purchase one, and then you obviously it's up to you whether or not you want to rip it or not, right? A lot of people like to hold them. So go and rip it or not, and then you have to manually mint it if you do rip the pack. So pretty cool little kind of social experiment, if you will. I know Digi did his. I think he was one of the first ones to do it out here, right? If not the first one to do these rip packs, and he was very successful with the Weird collection, and so we decided to go down that path. And like I said, we kind of had a soft launch maybe like a little week and a half ago. But I think we're probably going to have a couple of spaces that are dedicated just solely for the mint itself, for the 1776 collection, because I think it's pretty unique. There's not a lot of collections out there that are based on history, and each American figure has a bio, a description on them, and like I said, they're one of ones, right? So it's pretty cool. And then the other like 120 or so, maybe a little bit less, are actually our OG Heineken with some of the American traits. So you can see Steph Crypto up here. He's got one that he's wearing on his profile. Which one is that, Steph? That one's kind of cool. I don't know if you're able to talk yet. Maybe not. Yeah, hopefully, can you guys hear me okay? I'm assuming you guys can hear me okay. Give me a thumbs up if you can. I want to make sure I'm not rugging out. Okay, cool. But yeah, so it's a pretty cool, unique collection. So if you're a collector, get out there and mint away, man. It's a really unique collection. So get out there and help out the cause. And by the way, half of the proceeds go back to the chart, and then the other half, I mean, some of it goes to KO because he's the artist. He put a lot of work and effort into it. And then the other portion of it is going to go back to actually sweeping the floor for the OG Heineken. So, I've actually been collecting some of the revenue generated from just, like I said, I think we have only minted like 36 or so. But I've got the wallet. It's on chain. I'll actually make a post and put it on there so you guys can see, what's coming in.
It's just the OG Heineken and
Yeah.
camouflage.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. We couldn't hear you before. Were you?
Test 1, 2.
Uh-oh. Yeah, you can't hear us. You might have to take a lap, Steph. I think you're rugging. Yeah. We can hear you, but you can't hear us. Yeah, take a lap. So, anyways, yeah, help the cause. Really nice collection. Pretty unique collection. I don't know. Ko was in here. I think he had to take a lap earlier, so hopefully he can come up and maybe give us an update on it if he can. But I see Drew's up here. What's up, Drew? How you doing, man?
Hey, Jim, friends.
What's up, buddy?
Thanks for having me. I've been around the Hineycoin community for quite a while now. It's great to see y'all showing up day in, day out. How many months y'all been since y'all launched?
Yeah, it's been. Let's see. We launched the token May 22nd of 2025, but we started the project
Oh,
probably.
was it back that long?
Yeah.
I really just started seeing in all my DM groups with like the early fall, or kind of like mid fall. I guess you all had a run up sometime around there, or you were in a
Yeah,
consolidation,
we had the run up
trying
and
to bring in three key players, I believe, or something.
yeah, we had the run up late summer, early fall, right? We had almost up to 6 million market cap, and then had a lot of things happen at the end of the. Obviously, 1010 sucked, right? That crushed everybody. All the liquidity dried up, and then it was pretty much downhill from there. So for us,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Well, on the State of the Union, have you covered the topics? I guess are there any of the like kind of the main top three topics I can throw my 2 cents on?
no, not yet. We're about to get into it. We were just kind of going through some of the metrics and our 1776 mint that we just had, and it's still ongoing. But I'm about to get into some of the things that we're building out. So I'd love to get your feedback because I know you're more of a techie and you're a smart dude and probably can give me some good feedback and pointers, to be honest with you. Let me get into. Actually, I see Ko. Ko, can you speak?
I'm trying, man.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I hear you now.
I don't know what it is. That my internet's running everything else. I think it's X, man. This platform's shot.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's vibe coding because they fired everybody at the beginning of the year. No, they're gonna have to hire him back. This Grok Bork vibe coded piece of shit from a $1.7 trillion company.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So what's the latest, Ko, with the 1776 collection?
Where are we at? We're at 36. 36 minted. So, we still got a long way to go. We got some prizes in there, some physical prizes, some Hineycoin hats. We got some bounties. I know Lope's out here looking for Alexander Hamilton.
Well, he just offered 2 Sol for Alexander Hamilton. So I mean, guys.
I thought he said 2.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's huge. So that's a come up right there.
Until I run out of money, y'all.
You gotta hurry this up. No, but seriously, it was a really fun project. I worked night shifts, so I would come home and watch documentaries and draw pictures. So it's the 250th anniversary, which is in Republic ages is normally when they die. So it's really important, and I wanted to bring a little patriotism and going with the Hineycoin logo, going with the education stance. I wanted to have people learn about the history and everything, and so it was really fun bringing this together, and so I hope you guys like it.
Yeah, man. That's funny you said 250 years of a republic. There's a book out there by. Do you guys know who Ray Dalio is? I don't know if you guys know who that is, but he's like this big kind of hedge fund guy, and he wrote a book like I think it's like something New World Order. I can't remember the exact name of it, but it talks about like empires from way back when, like how they kind of come and go and come and go and come and go, and it's like, yeah, I mean you're exactly right, Ko. Right? I mean it's all for different reasons. Usually it's because of greed and all that stuff and corruption, of course. But yeah, it's pretty good book. I would highly recommend it.
I know that people don't like to think of it this way, but this is the new 1776. This is the new nation that we're coming into this digital age, and there's a lot of control tactics being used and pushing towards CBDCs and things of that nature. You know what I mean? So we're here on the front lines for this whole new world that we're entering. So it's it's pretty special in that way too.
Yeah, 100%, man. But yeah, appreciate your all your efforts on the collection, man. We'll get it minted out. We just got to do a little bit more promo, and yeah, we'll make sure we get it minted out. I have no doubt that we'll do that. So yeah, get out there and launch my NFT and check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Go mint away. Help the cause. But yeah, just wanted to give you guys a few updates on the project itself. For some of you that are new, maybe to the project, like Michael, and I know I see B in here, and there's a few others. We've been working like the last couple of months, really trying to, I guess, not necessarily rebrand, but let's just say revise our branding and our identity. And because as a founder, right, and again, there's a lot of probably founders and developers already in here. There's so many things that kind of happen on a daily basis, right? So those days turn into weeks and then months, and then before you know it, your project is kind of all over the place, right? It's all over the map. And depending on how big your project is and what you're trying to do, and our project was no different. So we kind of lost the look and feel of our brand and our identity. And so, we got actually pretty good constructive feedback from the Stash House guys like Rob Banks and Bongo and One Eyed Willie. I don't know if you know those guys. And they just thought that we needed to have a more cohesive look and feel for our brand and our identity. And I totally agreed with that. So we've been working diligently the past 2 months to get everything revamped, freshened up, updated, modernized, and really transformed, right, to be more professional and less memey. Although we're still a meme. I mean, let's be honest, Hineycoin, that's a meme coin. But at the end of the day, we our purpose is education, and we want to take it serious. So that's what we did, and we've been really focused on that, hyper focused really, to rebrand the website, our merch store, and our profiles out here on our social media platforms, and even just our content itself, right? We drop educational content on a daily basis, and I think it's starting to really have a good, cohesive, consistent look and feel, and I'm happy about where it's going. And we got a little bit left to do, but once we do, I would say, probably in the next month, we'll be able to go out and do some bigger things that I'll talk about here shortly. So just kind of high level, that's where we're at from that standpoint. Along that, we are developing some stuff within our community, really focused on just kind of expanding our capabilities and our footprint. What we like to call to or refer to as our Hineyverse, right? So there's a lot of things that we do. But number one is, our, like I said, hineypass.com. That's our onboarding platform. And if you guys are actually in the live stream, I am showing my screen, so you guys can kind of see the hero page, the main page there. And the way that it works is really easy, right? So if you got any new folks out there that are interested in crypto, you can point them to hineypass.com. All I do is they answer 4 questions. And based on how they answer those questions, it'll kind of flow to kind of different sets of questions and responses, right? So at the end of those 4 questions, they'll either end up at, hey, maybe you should educate yourself a little bit more on crypto and Web3 and blockchain, and we'll direct them to our hineyversity.com, our YouTube channel, which was where we have a lot of long form and short form educational content, so that they can learn before they actually step into the world of crypto. And because again, we want to make sure that people come into this space and don't get hurt, right? And and when people come into this space, we want to make sure that retention rate is high, right? I mean, I don't even know what the retention rate is in crypto, I would say it's pretty low because it's not only frustrating, but people get hurt and extracted from, and then they don't want any part of it. And that's where this whole stigma, gets attached to crypto, right? It's scammy, it's nefarious, it's all those kind of, black eye type of things that we don't want that to be, right? And so, because there's a lot of cool things in crypto, and I think it's the future. I think it's the future digital economy. It's where it's going. So I think for us, we want to simplify it and make sure people don't get hurt. And so they either get directed to our educational content, or if they answer the questions accordingly, then we'll direct them to our HoneyPass native wallet. Okay, and it's very simple, right? There's no seed phrase or anything like that. All they need is an email address. So they put in their email address, a code that is back-ended by Privy, sends them a code, and then they put their code in, and then boom, they have a Solana-based wallet, and they're able to transact right out of the gates. I mean, less than 30 seconds, they can start transacting, right? They can start sending and receiving, and fund it. They can fund it via Google Pay, Apple Pay. And then also Stripe, depending on how, again, the learning. So when they log in, it'll actually learn whether or not they're using Google or Apple, or maybe they're not using any of those, and then it'll actually direct them to use Stripe for funding. Now, all of those mediums to fund your account actually require KYC. So it's no different than, everybody uses, if you want to get monetized on X, it's through Stripe. You have to go through a KYC process. It's the same situation, right? So some people don't want to get KYC. That's fine. You don't have to go through that process. You can fund it another way, right? Have another wallet, send Solana or send USDC, whatever way you want to fund it, so that you don't have to go through KYC. And then you can start swapping and transacting and sending and receiving accordingly. So there's various options for people based on what they want to do there, and again, it's very simple. So you just kind of go in there and create that wallet. And let me see if I can actually interact here. Let me see. Oh, and the other thing I want to mention is we do have Professor Heine. So you can see on the screen again, if you're following me in the live stream, there's Professor Heine. He's our chatbot. That's loaded with a ton of good data. So if you have any questions at any point, you can stop and go into Professor Heine and ask him any questions that you might have, and he'll help direct you and guide you and answer any of those questions. So I'm actually going to just go into, so if I go to my wallet here, I can just go straight to my wallet here, maybe, because this is in a weird screen here, so I can go to open wallet because I already have a wallet. So that'll take you to the wallet. Now, some people might already have a HoneyPass wallet. That's fine. If you do, just click on this one. And then again, I can just put in my email address. Let me go to Heine. Actually, I'll just put in my real, no, I'll go Heine@heine.com. Actually, I think the email is still online, so let me go there. All right, so I sent an email request, and I just got to now find the email. So because I got so many options here, let me see if I can find it. But yeah, so you put in the email address, and then again, Privy is the back end. And let me see if I can get that email. Oh, I got to sign in, and I can get that code. So just bear with me. Okay. Hey Lope or Steph, can you guys are you guys watching live? I want to make sure that you guys can see this live. Maybe not. That one's not it. So, okay, which email did I send it to? I sent it to one of these emails. That's not it either. I've got like 4 email addresses, so forgive me, ladies and gentlemen. That's why it's taking me a little bit here. All right, let me go to this email. Okay. guess I should have set this up beforehand. Yeah, I don't have the email. It's not coming up. So let me try again. Let me just send it to my other email address because I know I have that one. I'll just put in my real, I'm already doxed, so you guys already know who I am. So that's my full name. We'll go to submit, and then I'll check my phone and go to Yahoo, and then I'll get the code. Okay, there's the code. I'll put that in real quick. 253436. All right, so this is my code, and this is my wallet. So this is my HeinePass wallet, and yeah, so it's a nice little feature. And then keep in mind, this is all web-based. There is no extension that you can download and put into a browser. There's also no application either that you can purchase or download from a store. It's all web-based. We are on the roadmap. You know, the next version will be an extension, probably at the end of this month, and then by the end of the summer, we're hoping to get the application fully vetted and secured and all that stuff, so that we can actually launch it on Apple. We got it, on Apple and Google Play, but that's kind of on our roadmap. But right now, it works great as a native, wallet. And yeah, so hopefully you guys can see, what we're doing here. So here's the wallet. Here's the interface. So you can fund it. Like I said, you can fund it with pay with card or receive funds. This is your QR code, very standard for a typical wallet. Pay with card, and you kind of walk through this process. I'm not going to open up that because that's going to walk you through a bunch of things. Professor Heine always comes up with some tips as well, so you can just shut that off if you'd like. Again, the sending and receiving is pretty standard, like any other interface that you guys use. We're probably all used to, Phantom and Soulflare, and then the swapping is very easy. And oh, by the way, our fees are less than Phantom, so 0.5% versus, so you can see down here, 0.5%. Versus Phantom, which is 0.85%. So, if you guys are always in wallets and transacting, you're probably getting hit up by higher fees with Phantom. So take advantage of the HeinePass wallet. It's really nice. And then the other thing that we have is it's no longer just a Solana wallet. It's actually you can actually use this cross chain now, right? So Ethereum. So I've got some SHIB, I've got some USDC, some WLFI, some CAT. All of this is on Ethereum as well. So anything on ETH, and then also on Robinhood. We all know the meta is Robinhood right now. So you can go to the layer 2 chain and transact here as well on your HeinePass wallet. And oh, by the way, you can bridge. So if you want to bridge between chains, you can do that. And I actually did that earlier. It was the first bridging transaction that we had, and it worked like a champ. So it's really a full-on native wallet where you can send, receive, and transact, but also it's acting as basically a DEX, a decentralized exchange, with some of these capabilities. So pretty powerful tool, if you ask me. Go check it out. It's very easy to set up, and again, you can set up multiple accounts. I think you could set up to 10 wallets. Like everybody kind of sets up multiple wallets in their wallet of choice, whether it's Phantom or Soulflare. You can do the same here and manage those wallets. So yeah, get out there and mess around with it, transact, and then again, if you get stuck at any time, make sure you check out Professor Heine for any questions. So what do you think about that, KO and Steph? Do you guys have the HeinePass wallet?
Yeah, I have a wallet already, but I have not been digging in deep enough how to use it yet. So I'm always a bit behind on technological. I'm always a few weeks behind on that.
Yeah,
but I have created a wallet. Yeah.
Well, good. Yeah, like I said, go and transact with it, because your fees are going to be less, and yeah, you can transact pretty much any token now. And on the Solana network, it does have to be a Jupiter verified token. So if there's any tokens out there that are unverified, you can actually send it to your wallet, but you're not going to be able to find it if you try to just swap for it in the native wallet itself. So There are ways around it, but just wanted to give you guys a heads up there. But yeah, go out there and check it out. And again, it's just something that we're trying to do to kind of grow and expand our capabilities within our project and community. What's up, Lope?
Oh, just a clarification. In order to use the wallet, you have to fund it first if you're going to play the games. I'm so sorry. I sent a video where I was trying to show people how to do it, and I didn't fund the wallet first. So then it wouldn't register to play the game. So just to...
Well, you shouldn't have to fund it. You shouldn't have to fund it because when you play the game, it's not you're signing a transaction, but you're not using any money. It's just a signature. That's it. There's no funds being exchanged. There's no gas or anything like that. So so that's kind of interesting that you said that. Yeah, I mean.
But last night I tried for 2 hours, and there's a disclaimer that says anytime you do a transaction on Solana, it takes a 0.0000003 transaction to validate that the wallet's real. I think it has to do with that. You should try look at my video if you got time. The one I sent you direct message last night.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go check it out, but yeah, that's interesting because I'm almost positive I tested that out multiple times, but I don't mind testing it out again, right? I want to make sure that it's doing what it needs to do. But yeah, let me actually, if I go back to Hiney Pass, and again, if you guys are live, there's a couple other things that we added here. So again, we've got the Professor Hiney, but the other thing too is there's what's called Hiney Check. So this is a URL scanner. So if I put in like, let's just do Hineycoin.com. Oh, actually, that's with 2 C's. Let's see what it does there. Yeah, see, it came back with a warning, scam patterns detected. So the red flag, so this is a nice way. Now we all know, hey, there's always links being sent out and disseminated. Go to Hiney Check, right, and put in a URL. Don't click on it, just copy and paste it in here, and maybe you get peace of mind that it's an okay URL or link. So let me just put in Hineycoin.com without fat finger in it, and let's see what it comes back with. Yeah, so not common scam patterns detected. So, this is also another thing that we've added, and again, it's kind of buried in the Hiney Pass platform, but you can get to it from, if you go to hineycoin.com/hineycheck, you can get to it there. Again, we haven't really been promoting any of this stuff yet, and we're going to start doing it to make sure that people are aware of what we're building and doing. But right now, it's just been kind of, hey, development, heads buried and just development and just trying to get this stuff tested and secured, and now we're starting to really, get it out there. So we'll start promoting it and getting it out there so people start using this stuff, because I think this stuff is really going to help people out there. So have you used Hiney Check yet, Lope?
Yes, and it's very wonderful. I really appreciate everything. I don't like the fact that I can't find my private keys or the string that makes my account secure. It really hurt my feelings. So if there's an easier way for me to guard it, it'd be really cool. But other than that, that's my only criticism. I want private keys, or at least that long string of numbers and characters.
Yeah, see, and that's fine, right? And I can appreciate that because you've been in crypto for a very long time and you understand all of that. But the whole point of this is to really target, people that are new to crypto. They don't know what this seed phrase is. They don't know what this long string means. Which is why we kept it very simple and elementary to just an email address. And then, it's like anything, right? When, you sign up for a bank account or any type of application, typically you use your email address and then a password, right? To kind of protect that platform or that website. And this is the same way, right? So basically your key is your email address and that code, right? So maybe not the most secure out there, right? I mean, but again, it's just trying to simplify it for people, and that's why we put those disclaimers out there, right? To just kind of warn people and protect them. So yeah, so since you did mention it, right? So Hiney Games. So we did create. If you go to games.hineycoin.com, that'll take you to our Hiney Games website and our platform. And the way that it works is we've got 2 games on there. So you got Hiney Sense, and actually let me just go and interact with it. So you got Heine Sense, which is basically a very simple scam spotting challenge. All it is 5 cards. So if I click on it, there's 5 cards, right? Guaranteed 500% return on Heine staking. DM me for exclusive staking link. Obviously, this is a scam. I'm going to click scam, and then the next one comes up. And so you just kind of answer these. And then you say legit. See, this is spelled differently, so that's a scam. So it's really just to kind of, get you to start thinking a little bit more about, all of the things that we interact with every day, right? We're kind of running fast, and sometimes it's just, we're not paying attention. So this is just to help you kind of slow down and make sure you're not clicking on wrong links or things like that. So basically, you'll get a score. I got 5 of 5, woohoo. And then it'll keep track of your kin points, right? And then Kin Defender is kind of a more arcade game, right? So I can get in here and just kind of shoot them up. And it looks like it's kind of locking up a little bit because I'm, it's just I'm on OBS and I got a lot of things up in here. But yeah, so this is our arcade game, and you collect points as well. And this is just kind of another way that you can collect the kin points, and then at the end of the week, so it'll actually accumulate all those points, and we turn them into real Heine rewards. Okay, and then there's an active leaderboard and everything like that. So, but the only way to kind of keep track of that is you need to use a Heine Pass wallet. So you have to connect your wallet, and then you put in your wallet address right here. And then you'll be off and running, and everything will be on chain. And oh, by the way, at the end of that week, when you accumulate all of those kin points, you'll actually receive those rewards. And you don't have to claim anything. It's done automatically on chain. Okay, so those rewards were actually sent earlier this morning to all of the people that played last week. And so yeah, I think it's like I want to say it was like $32, $35 that we distributed across I think 3 or 4 wallets. So it's not a lot of money, but at the end of the day, you're collecting Heine tokens. And at this market cap, hey, maybe 6 months from now, our market cap is a lot higher, and you're going to be happy that you earned a lot of those Heine rewards. So. Yeah, so just keep that in mind. Again, just to have fun and create an environment where people have the ability to go and play to earn. So just something that we've added to our ecosystem as well. So yeah, and then the other thing too is we're going to add a couple more games too to make it more interesting and fun. And so yeah, go check it out, games.hineycoin.com. I don't know, KO or Steph or Lope, you guys have any questions there? Have you guys played any Heine games yet? Maybe not. That's all right.
I have not yet, no.
Yeah, Steph's a working man. He doesn't have time for that, right? You ain't got time for games. Yeah.
So I can cook our dinner.
Well, hey, yeah. So those are 2 of the latest updates for us, and then we got a couple other things that we're working on with Future Kin Academy. We're building out that platform, which is really our flagship platform, and then I do want to mention our Heine Clips winners, which is up in the jumbotron. Congratulations, Yuri and Franklin and Al Gadri, first, second, and third respectively. Solana rewards have already been sent out. Some really cool videos. Go check out the winning video by Yuri. He actually did it. The topic of the week was Heine games, and did a really nice job on that. So nicely done. But yeah, I think those are probably like the biggest updates that I had. And it's already 20 minutes past the top of the hour. So we've been going almost 90 minutes here. So I'm going to probably shut her down here. I'm going to outro out with some music, and we'll call it a day. But I appreciate everybody jumping in here. KO, Steph, LC, Lope. Scott's probably in IRL meeting. Leland, thank you. Well, appreciate you jumping in here and sticking with us. Alicia, thanks for jumping in here. Happy belated birthday, by the way. Alicia and Scott. Scott had a birthday too. So happy belated to all of you. Hunter Eyes is in here. TT, Hunter, I don't think I've met Hunter before. Thank you for jumping in here. But anyways, appreciate everybody for joining. And I'm gonna outro out with some music. Maybe I'll throw some. Let me throw a little Hineycoin song by Vibes. She's a Dojonal dog. She put together a nice little song for us. So we'll go ahead and outro out with that. And yeah, have a good rest of your Monday. Thanks for jumping in here. My DMs are always open. If you have any questions on anything that we're doing, any constructive feedback, would greatly appreciate it. But yeah, much appreciated. Have a good rest of your day. Have a good rest of your week. Actually, that's a little bubble. We don't want a little bubble. We want the Hineycoin song. There we go. There we go.
No one left behind, yeah, we all gon' learn. Step into the chain, watch the whole thing turn. Honeycoin on the rise, yeah, the vision confirmed. Save entry only, yeah, we earn what we earn. No one left behind, come and tap right in. From the spaces to the clips, let the journey begin. Integrity, truth, yeah, we build from within. Honeycoin wave, let it flow, let it spin.
April 25, yeah, it started with a plan. Not hype, not noise, just build for the fam. Mr. Honey set the tone, said teach them the game. Break it all down so they never feel scammed. Radium launch, yes, Atlanta, we ride. Made 22, put the coin on the map. Worldwide, 6 mil peak, but we stay real calm. Cause we build long term, not a pump and a bomb. Spaces every day, yeah, we talk, we explain. From wallets to keys, how to move in the game. YouTube plays, University flow. If you new to the space, we gon' show what you don't know. No gatekeeping here, yeah, the door stay open if you willing to learn. In the past, stay chosen from clips to the chain. Yeah, the message stays potent, real ones build slow. Every move stay golden.
No one left behind, yeah, we all gon' learn. Step into the chain, watch the whole thing turn. Honeycoin on the rise, yeah, the vision confirmed. Save entry only, yeah, we earn what we earn. No one left behind, come and tap right in. From the spaces to the clips, let the journey begin. Integrity, truth, yeah, we build from within. Honeycoin wave, let it flow, let it spin. Let it flow, let it spin.
Sky in the morning, got the show on lock. Key up, think the vision, every NFT pop. Steph break the charts, yeah, he read every block. At least you keep it moving, make the whole thing rock. Aim don't miss, yeah, the name say it all. Strategic with the moves, always ready when we call. I'm killing FTs to the token utilities. Take it, ayy, build it, ayy, turn it into stability. Honey clips wave, yeah, creators get paid. Teach another person how to knowledge cascade. This ain't just content, it's a shift in the space. Turn learners to leaders, now we changing the pace. Low surf, skate, beach, real life is change. Dapper bank vision, giving back through the game. Yeah, it's bigger than a coin, yeah, it's deeper than a trend. We connecting real people, that's a win in the end. Woo.
No one left behind, yeah, we all gon' learn. Step into the chain, watch the whole thing turn. Honeycoin on the rise, yeah, the vision confirmed. Save entry only, yeah, we earn what we earn. No one left behind, come and tap right in. From the spaces to the clips, let the journey begin. Integrity, truth, yeah, we build from within. Honeycoin wave, yeah, we here to win.
The future of money is changing. Blockchain, DeFi, self-custody, and digital ownership. But here's the truth. Most people are entering Web3 without the education they need to succeed. That's why Hineycoin is here. We're building a community focused on learning, collaboration, and empowerment. Education through our daily X Spaces, Heyniversity videos on YouTube, Create to Earn with Heine Clips, and the best community ecosystem with Heineken NFTs, Heine tokens, staking, merch, and real-world utility in the surf, skate, beach volleyball, and the baby and diaper industries. And we're only getting started. This isn't just another token. It's a movement built on education first, because the future is blockchain. The future is DeFi. And it all starts with learning. Built on community, powered by learning, rewarded by coin. Welcome to Hineycoin, a Web3 education company.
See you guys. Happy Monday.